not the only people that have come under colonial rule. It's also happened to the Asians. It's happened to the Chinese, and they come to. If we're going to speak about the UK, because this is where we're from, this is where we're brought up. They excel very well academically. They're very close knit, strong sense of kinship, and we don't seem to have that. I mean, you know, even if you go back home to the motherland, Africa, there's a deep sense of, how can I put it, self-dislike. We prefer to do business with Europeans rather than our fellow blacks. So yeah, these things still need to be addressed. And we're talking about 2023. We're not talking about 1923. We're not even talking about the 60s, 70s, where we had all these great role models, have all come and gone, to name but a few. Malcolm X, you go back to the 20s, you're talking about Marcus Garvey, you have people like Stockley Carmichael,
Yes, one of my favorites.
many great black, heroes, orators, I would call them, because they spoke very well. And it seems in some sense to be all in vain. The inferiority complex is very deep. But like I said, I do believe to some degree it's genetic, and we need to do a reprogramming of the psyche of the black race. Not just in the Western world. I mean globally. Blacks everywhere, people of African origin in the diaspora. Really need to a lot of work needs to be done. I don't think enough has been done. And maybe I'm being harsh, but, I defy anyone to challenge me.
I think that you raised so many points there. And I want you to continue actually to complete. You were naming our ancestors, some of my favourites. That's why I had to say, to Marcus Garvey, Stockley Carmichael, because he was known to be the best at encapsulating his thoughts in a few words. So that's why I use that word encapsulate, because Stockley Carmichael obviously was around them times, but he definitely had this powerful reputation. Do you want to say just some more names that inspire you? The great names.
You've got great people of. I'm of Ghanaian origin, like Kwame Nkrumah. He said. I think during the Independence Day speech of 1957, that the black man doesn't literally need to be babied. The black man can rule himself. We don't want to rely on handouts. We don't want to be nappied and breastfed. We're adults now. We can look after ourselves. So, Kwame Nkrumah is obviously one of my heroes.
Yes.
Ghanaians are, in fact, I think this one of the slave ports is at near Jamestown, which I went to when I recently went to Ghana. So he's one of the great ones. You have people like I think Thomas Sankara. He wanted to throw off the shackles of French rule, and he unfortunately he was overthrown. So yeah, you've got great African leaders, Jomo Kenyatta. These are all pioneers. People who sort of after the colonial periods took power. You've got I suppose you could say he's polarized really. Robert Mugabe. You've got Museveni. He's currently in the press of late, and the other issues which I'm not going to talk about at the moment, but they're strongly African, and it's like somebody else is coming into their house, telling them what to do, and they're not having it, and it's about time.
Wow.
So yeah, there's great African leaders of the past, and there's modern heroes right now. And the good thing about it is that the information is very easily disseminated around the world now, because you've got your YouTube, you've got your internet, so it's all there for people to see. So I'm glad that they're on platforms that people can hear them. So there's great African leaders doing good things right now. You've also got Paul Kagame of Rwanda. I went there recently, and it's one of the cleanest countries I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, great. I think he was. They had a sort of civil war. He took power, but he's literally cleaned up the whole country. Again, he might be one of those figures that's polarized. People have different opinions, but overall, he's done a good thing for his country.